What if that's real? What kind of evidence is there for that? And what I found was amazing.
So-called gravity does not exist.
Flat Earth isn't a disk floating in space. This is mixing the two models. This is ridiculous, right? But you ask anybody that's a glober, they're like, oh, what, are we the only flat planet? Are the other planets flat? We don't believe any of that. And when we actually apply science to what we see in the sky, we realize that we can't be seeing what they're telling us.
Every branch of science, too, throughout all of history, has always thought that their crap was 100% right, and they've always been proven wrong, depending on the time period, archaic, so on and so forth.
Right,
they've always been proven wrong. Always.
Neil deGrasse Tyson goes around telling people that science is true whether or not you believe in it, and there's not a more patently absurd false statement that one person could say.
What if that's real? What kind of evidence is there for that? And what I found was amazing. There's a lot of optical phenomenon that will kind of demonstrate that. The fact that, we are able to sit inside of a 14.7 or 760 torr atmosphere next to a 10 to the negative 17th vacuum without blowing the atmosphere off into space. And, they say, well, gravity takes care of that. It's like gravity's way too weak to take care of that. It stands to reason, at least in our minds, that we are in something that is in fact covered.
People say, well, what difference does it make? I still have to go to work. Well, that's how they got us. In school, they tell us that we only use 10% of our brains. Well, that's the objective of school, is to shut down the 90%, the creativity, the connection to nature, the connection to source, or whatever you want to call it. They don't want us using that. They don't want us doing vortex mathematics and sacred geometry. They don't want us expanding our minds and using our imagination, because that could challenge their authority. So they put us into the 10% slave mentality, and they have us spinning out of control where an asteroid is going to take us out. That's not going to happen. We're running out of water. There's infinite water. We're running out of food. That's ridiculous. We're overpopulated. Biggest joke in the world. Okay. They want us living in fear, so we will succumb to them and we'll give our free will away.
You take a telescope, you point it at the stars, and and then you take that as a reference, and then you fill the front of the telescope up with water, which theoretically would slow the light coming in to the telescope, slow it down. And the idea is that if the light was already coming in at the correct angle, meaning that it's the sky that is turning above us, then they would not have to adjust the telescope. And if it did have to be adjusted, that meant that the Earth is spinning below it. Well, lo and behold, the telescope did not have to be adjusted, which meant that it was already coming in at the correct angle, which meant that it's the stars that are rotating above the Earth, and not the other way around. Basically, we live on the dielectric inertial plane of the Earth.